It almost broke me. Are we feeling better now? Hi guys, welcome back to my channel La Fraise. I'm Noémie, I'm a student in costume making in Brussels, and today we are starting on something a little bit more personal actually. If you followed last month's vlog, you know that I was on a cool running plan and then I got injured and I couldn't run, and it's been pretty rough. Yeah. Are we feeling better now? I think the trauma of dogs walking on our street has eased. You understand, this is our street, we don't share it with random dogs who walk. Thank you, Milo, it's not like I was talking about something important. Last month, I got injured pretty much at the start of the month. To be honest, I had that hip flexor tendonitis for a while and I kind of wanted to ignore it. I gave it a tiny bit of rest and then tried to go back to sports, and it really didn't work. I'm hypermobile, which means that I get tendonitis really easily. Not going to go in all the details, but basically I have also issues with my wrist, also linked with hypermobility. But so how I was doing sports so far was either going to group classes or follow videos on YouTube. But what I started to find is that with issues on my wrist and on my hips, there was so many exercises I couldn't do, and going to a generic groups class, I started to feel quite limited. So many of the movements were not really appropriate for me. A bit the same on YouTube. Obviously on YouTube I could skip sections, but it ended up making the video a bit of a pain to follow because I would need to skip so many sections or change the exercises, and it ended up making kind of no sense with what I was doing. So that's where I realized I kind of need a bit of help.
Help is on the way, dear! Mrs. Doubtfire! Help is on the way!
And that's why I partnered with Trainwell to make these videos. So Trainwell really kindly sponsored this section of the video. And in short, Trainwell is an app which has not a robot, but a human coach making your program, giving you feedback, and you can exchange with them. So yesterday I had my onboarding call with my lovely coach Chris, and it was really great. We talked about basically what are my goals, and my goals are to move without pain and to eventually go back to running. So I explained what I need to do for my rehab, and she's going to help me with that. And so the program is entirely tailored to me, to what I need, to what I can and can't do. So we talked quite in length about what I'm able to do, what I need to work towards being able to do again, what is never going to be possible for me. So talking about my body and how it works. We also talked about the type of sessions I want to do, because obviously if you have access to a gym, your coach is going to tailor that for you. I prefer doing my workouts at home. I also talked about what material I had available to do the workouts. So yeah, then Chris prepared a lovely program for me, and I just did the very first workout. I have basically no space on my mat because Milo takes all of the space, but it's fine, he's cute, so I accept it. I had an exercise which felt a bit uncomfortable in my hip, so I filmed a quick video and I sent it over to Chris, and she answered directly with a video as well, showing me how I could modify the position so that it wouldn't hurt. And she also said that she would modify the warm-up for next time to help with that pain. Oh yeah, and I'm wearing my me-made shorts because there's nothing that gives me more confidence than to be into a comfortable me-made, obviously. You can see I'm such a noob at this because I literally forgot to tell you anything that's important to tell you, which is that if you want to try 14 days for free with your own personal trainer, there's a link that you can follow. Workout complete. Now back to the sewing machine. In a typical Noémie moment, I was going to paint and I started sorting everything. And at some point in this vlog, I want to make sure I sort my patterns with you guys. So I was like, I want to see if my projector... Oh my god, you don't know I have a projector because I haven't talked about it. I haven't mentioned it in this vlog. So I am currently vlogging 4 different things at the same time, and I'm getting very confused as to what I've said to wear. So I'm vlogging making a leather bag. So this is what I'm doing this week. I am making a leather bag. I am vlogging getting a projector, which you will see in a little while because I want to test it properly before this video goes out. But so I'm vlogging getting a projector. I am vlogging April, and I'm vlogging finishing my current knitting project. So that's 4 vlogs going at once. So I'm getting very confused about what's going where. In any case, surprise! I got a projector. What I want to see is, I'm super happy it fits in my drawer. This is music to my ears, it's perfect. But as you can see, if I put it like this, there's not much space for my patterns, and I intend to keep some of those. So what I would like to do is switch it this way around. So I need to make this take a bit less space. So that's what I want to see, what I could move from that part. I don't think that is it. I think it doesn't really uses the space super smartly, I have to say. Putting it the other way around meant that, yeah, I don't know, I feel like now I have all this lost space here, it's a bit tight here, then, I mean, there's all of this that needs to be rehosted, so I have a dirty secret. I now have so much fabric. Had to buy fabric for a project I don't want to mention now, but I have a lot. And I now have a stash of fabric there. It's like, I have secret stashes of fabric. Oh, that's not all. Please, please, oh my God, that's it. I became a fabric hoarder. This has happened, oh my God. This is all for projects and work though, because here, so behind that couch, which you probably recognize, there's this bag, and in this bag there is lots of like polyesters for costumes. So it's hiding there with the suitcases. And I feel what's terrible, I haven't really told Fran about any of this. So does that mean I have now like secret stashes that I'm secretly hoarding all around the house? Am I becoming a hoarder? Okay, I was totally getting my stuff to paint, and now apparently I'm reorganizing all of my fabric. What am I doing? I mean, I just feel like, as I talk about being a minimalist all the time, it's also a bit important to be honest with you guys and show how things are. Okay, I put the drawer back as it is currently. So patterns, sewing machine, notions, small scraps, future projects, big scraps. And then there's the secret stash of fabric in the wardrobe. Project is there. Anyway, I still need to give it a good clean and everything, like it's not ready to go and have its final space. But I think it makes much more sense to have it, which way did I put it? Yeah, have it this way around. Takes a lot less space, but then I don't have much space for patterns there. Maybe I can put them that way. I mean, anyway, I'm going to sort through this and reduce drastically, because now that I have the projector, I don't want to keep all of those envelopes. Oh dear. Okay, some thinking to be done with all of this. And also one of the reasons why the drawer is so full is that I used to have all of my future projects here on top. But now I have so many, I mean, as you saw in the bottom of the drawer there, I have so many coming projects that it felt a bit overwhelming to have so much out there looking at me. Here I have just like 1, 2, 3 projects in front of me. And then that's the mending pile and the like small things pile. But so this feels more manageable to have just in front of me 3 projects than having everything that was down there up here. I was getting very overwhelmed and I would see that pile and it would be too much. So I'm happy that I have fewer projects up there, but still needs a bit of organization. Now that pile is always a bit of a messy corner, and now there's the projector, so it's not even better. And the knitting pile got worse as well, and I have secret yarn also in that box now. Like the world is sitting on extra yarn because it didn't fit. My yarn is supposed to fit in this basket, and as you can see, it's in the basket and above the basket and now next to the basket. All is well. I feel like I'm outing myself like such a hoarder and I have such a stash at the moment, but no judgment. This is a judgment-free vlog, all right? Shall we go paint now though? That's what I was originally going to do. Obviously, leaving the room, forgetting that I came for painting stuff. Fun fact for you, corgis are self-cleaning, which means that here you can see he was covered in dirt and then all of the dirt dries on him and then just falls off. Yeah, here you can see the little patch of dirt. So he was sleeping there and all the dirt just fell off on the ground. So you don't really need to clean them like too. I mean, I do like wipe him, otherwise it's like covered in mud, but there's a certain amount that's just going to fall off your corgi. So very cool feature of the corgi that are self-cleaning, but also automatic dirtying of your house. Hey? Yeah. So self-cleaning corgi, self-dirtying house. Got to love it. At least it's all contained because Milo sleeps in a specific spot. At least it's all contained there, so I can just vacuum that spot and most of the dirt is gone. I feel that it's important now to add the small print, which is this works only when it's dry and sunny. Otherwise, you just have a dog that smells like a wet dog and you'd better dry and brush your corgi. So really nifty feature, but works only when the conditions are optimal. Quick note from hand sewing Noémie. You might know when this clip comes from. On Sunday on the Trainwell app, I also log my body confidence. So I said on every day I log my energy levels and my happiness levels. And on Sunday I rate my body confidence. So I do it once a week. And for this week, I said I was, like not good and not bad, kind of in between. And the app gave the loveliest message. I saved it here. It said, keep your head up. While your confidence level may change over time, that doesn't mean that you're failing. Progress isn't linear. And I absolutely love that this message popped up. I thought it was so sweet because obviously, I don't know, when you tell the app that it's not the best day, it feels almost like a failure because you're writing down something a bit negative, and the app being like, you're not failing, progress isn't linear. I absolutely love it. Yes, this app keeps surprising me with little details like this that have been super sweet and super motivating. So today is Saturday and actually I was meeting a friend to walk around Brussels. We have a couple of streets that are lined with sakura trees from Japan, so it's actually beautiful. I followed the route recommended by Coco le Corgito, which is a corgi friend that we have in Brussels and that I follow on Instagram. And they recommended a route that was really, really nice. It was 2.5 kilometers, which was a perfect distance for Milo. And it started us with all pink cherry blossoms, and then we moved on to white ones. And then the last street had alternating pink, white, and also peach ones. And it was just so beautiful and such a beautiful walk with so many beautiful plants. All for free because it was just walking in the streets of Brussels. We also have a tulip show that's very famous at this time of the year in Brussels, and we were considering going there, but first it's 18 euros per person to get in, and then also the train doesn't run there on the weekend, so we would have had to take several different transport to reach a place, and it would have been not quite as convenient. So we thought, you know what, instead of seeing a boatload of tulips, which I'll still try to go to next year, but probably on a weekday so that we can take the direct train there. Instead, we saw for free lots and lots of cherry blossoms, which were absolutely beautiful, and also other flowers. Brussels is quite flowery at this time of the year. So this part of the vlog to say nothing in particular, but just what a delight it was to walk around the cherry blossoms. Now today is the big day. Francesca's running her first marathon today. So I was on dog duty so that she could go there nice and early. We were under the rain, which was not fun. At least it was nice and fresh to run apparently, so that is good. I got ready to go to Leuven to see Francesca run. I kind of feel like I need to give you a warning. For some reason, I find races extremely emotional and I'm going to cry during the whole time. I can't explain why I'm finding this so emotional. Please don't comment that I'm being over dramatic. I know I'm very dramatic around races. I just found it all super emotional. I'm live tracking Francesca and she just started about 10 minutes ago and I'm so proud of her. I'm like looking at that little dot on the map and being like, go Fran! I don't know, I'm like super emotional following the live tracking and seeing how well she's doing, and I really hope she's doing well. Her knee has been hurting the the last couple of days, so I really hope it's going well for her and she's doing well. Oh my god, so I always get super emotional at races. I do cry watching people racing that I don't even know, like people pushing themselves, and yeah. And like myself, when I race, I tend to cry so much arriving to the finish line that I can't even run because I can't breathe because I'm too busy crying. So I don't know why I'm surprised I'm so emotional, but I opened the app and I saw she had started and I was like, just getting so emotional seeing her. Oh, I really hope she does well. It's too early to tell, but it's really cool to have the app and being able to follow what she does live. I'm about to leave to go to the train station and go and see her in Leuven, so yeah. Is anyone an emotional supporter as well? I'm walking to the finish line with my sandwich. I just saw the first men run past the station, so I won't make it to see them because, surprise, surprise, they run faster than I walk. I am going the roundabout way, but just so that the pavement's a bit less full. But I'm hoping I can still make it on time to see the first woman arrive. And then I'll go and watch Francesca arrive in Leuven. At the moment, she's running with Juliette from our sports club, and I really love, like, I started tracking them both because I remembered that she said they might start together. And now they're almost at 20k and they're still together. I mean, when I look at the place on the map, they're in the same spot, so I assume they're together. It just makes me cry all over again. I find it beautiful that they're doing this together, and I hope they stick together and that it's a beautiful experience for them both. Okay, so I'm gonna try to walk fast to catch the woman arriving. At that point, my app had started acting out and I actually couldn't track Francesca and Juliette anymore, and I was getting a bit nervous to miss them and finding it quite annoying that the tracking wasn't working anymore. I restarted my phone 3 times, I reinstalled the app and it worked again, but the app kept bugging over and over. In the end, after reinstalling the app, I think for the 3rd time, I decided, okay, I'm leaving it open on Francesca's page. I couldn't really see Juliette by that point anymore. So I just looked at Francesca and kept that page open, but I saw that it wouldn't update anymore, so I didn't know how accurate the tracking was. In any case, I saw her at kilometer 32 and Juliette was a little bit behind. They had parted just a little bit before. And then I went back to the finish line and I waited for her to arrive, and I saw her arrive. I ended up finding Francesca back, which was quite something to find her in the crowd. It was very hard to get online to communicate because I think there was just so many people and the network was a bit overloaded. But we managed to find each other. I bought her a sandwich. We got home and now it's time to debrief her big race. Hi guys! So after having seen me cry throughout the whole marathon basically, Fran made it till the end. You saw the clip of her arriving. You need to wear this. Yeah. This is not your section of the video, by the way, so you can't have your jingle on this. I'm sorry. Did you enjoy it?
I will have enjoyed it next week. I'll ask you again next week if I'm happy I did it, and I'll let you know. I had fun until kilometer 35. Then I hated life for 7 kilometers.
But that's a good chunk of it.
Yeah, it was okay. It was okay. I smiled a lot.
Yeah, so because I was filming when you walked past, but also I spent 45 minutes waiting for you the first time and then again 45 the second time.
Excuse me, ran past.
I'm sorry. Ran very fast past.
Yeah.
But I saw many people run and everyone did not seem to enjoy themselves very much. Some people looked like they were closer to dead than alive by the time I saw them. Even so, the first time I spotted you was at kilometer 32. And some people, I was like, if you look so dead at this point, how are you going to make it to the end? And then at the end, people were really looking rough. And you always looked really good. And I'm not saying because I think you look good. I really think you looked quite fresh, even at the end.
Yeah.
And I think it's because you were smiling.
Yeah.
But did you think that helped?
Definitely. And I had read, like, it's your first marathon. It doesn't matter what time you have. It's going to be a PB anyway. And so the most important, you only run the first marathon once.
PB is a personal best. Just
Sorry.
showing people
Sorry.
in mind.
Personal best. Different side of YouTube. So it's going to be a personal best, a personal record, no matter what you do. So the most important thing is to soak it in and enjoy it. And I think that was my main goal, and I think I definitely achieved that. Like, it's normal that after kilometer 35 you start just wanting it to end. But I finished strong, and I was happy with how it went. So
that's so cool.
Yeah. And
when is the next one coming?
Straight after the marathon I said never again, and now it's already starting to be like, well, this one was quite hilly, which made it not very fun. If any of you do running, it was over the marathon, there was 290 kilometers of elevation. Meters, not kilometers.
I just want you to appreciate the situation here. This is how we vlog. Like, this is... we have the little reasons between us. So very hilly.
If any of you do running, there was about 290 meters of elevation over the 42 kilometers.
Was it like up and down and up and down and up and down? Was it like one big hill, a bit of fine?
The part leaving Brussels was the hardest. That was the biggest hill, but then it was just kind of constant up and downs. Like, there were very few flat parts, and it also ended going up a hill. And so mentally it's quite hard when you're that tired to be like, oh my God, we have to go up this hill, Yeah. So I can already see it being like, well, maybe trying it on a flat course like Amsterdam would be fine, So I'm not saying never. It's already changed. It's only been like 3 hours.
She did say never. I have text message proof that she said never again.
Yeah, and I told several people, if I ever say I'm going to sign up for another marathon, you have to physically restrain me. But it will probably happen. You already said this as well. So
yeah, I think just I can see that, like, just after your shower, the trauma's already wearing off.
But I'm excited to do something that's not marathon training.
Shorter distances.
Yes, and just have a life again.
Well, it's also because you were really committed to your training, but it was a lot of hours that went into this.
But I think it really paid off because my pacing was super even, except for I was running with a friend for the first part, and we stopped because another girl had a problem, and we stopped and called the emergency services, which added like 5 minutes or so to our times. But ultimately, like, there are more important things in your time. But other than that kilometer, like, it was very even pacing. So I'm really happy because I didn't like hit a wall. I think mentally I hit a wall, but physically I did keep going. Even with a couple of walking breaks, I managed to keep up the pace. So yeah, that's nice.
And for that, Francesca, not only you are wise, but you are also very kind, because you said many people just ran past this young girl who was...
Yeah, who was like clutching her chest and looking just like she was really in pain.
Yeah.
And obviously everyone is a bit like, I think there's the group effect where it's like someone else will deal with it,
But
like,
you are always the type of person who will stop for this. Like, it's...
Yeah, so...
Yeah. So.
But I'm glad we did, because otherwise, poor thing,
Yeah.
I also thought we'd just turn back and be like, are you okay? Are you good? And she'd just say yes, because most people during a marathon who are stopping and walking, it's like a cramp, or it's just like, oh, I have a bit of a stitch. But she was really like, no, it's my heart. And it's like, okay, then we stop, there's no, you're not going to abandon someone. So
yeah.
It was just unlucky for her because she was like kilometer 18, and so they don't have all the ambulances there, because most people have issues more like after kilometer 30. There were heaps. There was like a huge concentration of people all the time, like emergency services and stuff. But anyway,
is there anything you would have done differently?
No.
Happy with your training, your everything?
Yeah, the training was good. It worked.
And running with a friend?
That was really nice. That was unplanned. We knew we were going to start together, and then we just kind of stayed together. We were running around the same pace.
You did do a long training
run. We did a long training run together, and we run at roughly the same speed, so it was very comfortable. But like psychologically, it just helped heaps. And we didn't talk the whole time or anything, because obviously we were running a bit harder than if you're running on training. But it was nice to have someone there and like to be able to make the occasional comment. But then after kilometer 25, she was like, no, go ahead, because I think you're running faster than me now, and I can't keep up. And so, and I said like, oh, I'll stick with you till 30 kilometers. But then like I ran a bit more, and then I turned around and like couldn't find her. So that was just like, okay.
Yeah, when I was at kilometer 32, she was like 2.5 minutes behind you or something. She wasn't very far behind.
No.
Okay, thank you so much for debriefing your race with us.
You're welcome.
And
can't wait to eat.
Woo. You are true gold. It's been approved by the dog. Okay, you guys, it is the long-awaited time of sorting all of my sewing patterns. I am supposed to be doing something else, and you will know what. In Monday's video, you will see what I'm procrastinating on. This is not our problem right now. Our problem is to do this. So let's get started. I do have a drawer of doom, and I just went to pick up all of the patterns from the drawer of doom, and I will address them first. I don't want to throw anything away quite right now, because if the projector endeavor ended up being a total disaster, then I don't want to have thrown everything away straight away. Like, I'm first going to give the projector a good try and then probably throw everything away. The ones here I won't throw away, because those ones are proper paper patterns. So my wife got those when a lady on Buy Nothing Brussels, I believe, was giving away all of her patterns. So those ones I'm keeping no matter what, because those ones I don't have a digital copy of. And the reason why I have those, even though they're not really patterns I wear, is that I potentially will work in costume, and I thought having a bit of a library of patterns, even though they're not my style, could be useful for future things I need to make. The two books I'm keeping, I think you know about both of them. It's the Designing Clothes with the Flat Pattern Method and Perfect Fitting. So a pattern alteration one and a fitting one. Okay, my neighbors are looking at me, that's so awkward. We have like their window just in front of ours, so they can see me really well. The two books I keep. These are my spare envelopes for future patterns. There is this Burda pattern, and actually this is a very special one, because I choreographed a routine on hairspray when I was finishing high school, and it was a beautiful memory, and my dress and everyone's dress was made out of this pattern. So definitely keeping this one out of sentimental reasons. This, okay, he'll never know, no one tells him what I'm about to share. A couple of years ago, my brother picked me on our Secret Santa for Christmas, and he got me a subscription to a sewing magazine. If you know French sewing magazines, it's the Fait Main, but if you don't, like, then don't worry, I don't think it's translated. In any case, none of those patterns are my style. I really, every month I would look at them and being like, why? It's not because you can that you should. And every time I would be like, why are they doing this? Why are they designing this? Who is thinking of making this? This is so horrendous. I just feel really bad, because it was so sweet of my brother to get me a subscription to a sewing magazine. It was such a good idea, and if he had got one that was the right style for me, it would have been the sweetest present. It is the sweetest present. Like I always said to him that I loved it because I loved the intention. Now in the practice, those are really not clothes I would wear, and also the way they would style them in the magazine was totally horrendous. I'm sorry, I'm really not a fan. Added to that, using a pattern in a magazine is also not something I'm a big fan of. Just a lot less relaxing to have to find the piece, you know, mixed in with all the other pieces. I have done it because I had the sewing book in the past, and that's the same system. But honestly, it's just an extra hurdle, and then the instructions are so limited, which is how it is in magazine. So again, I'm keeping them at the moment because I'm thinking that I might enjoy having them if the right costume comes along and I have to use them. But I think if by the time I finish my degree I am not in costume and, you know, it looks like I won't need them, I will part with them because not my style at all. Gosh, not my style. Okay, what else is in here? Oh, my sewing notebook. Okay, perfect. I had lost that. An extra Burda. Yeah, this one I had bought to actually make, but I never made it. I'm so comfortable with digital patterns. This one is nice shorts from Burda. I will add it to that pile. This is my random folder with random smaller patterns that I have traced myself. Probably should sort through that at some point too, but I'm not ready to do that today. The books I will already put back in. And the random patterns. Now we are starting the true moment where we part or we don't part. Brooks jeans. I've already taped the whole thing together, I believe. Yes, I've already done half the job and I want to make them, so I'm keeping that. Blow my tank, I actually want to make that too and I've already cut it. Perfect, we keep. Springer jumpsuit, yes, I've already got it, I keep. The Sara pants, I have not cut them, but oh, I have not cut them, but can I use the pattern? Okay, does anyone know how to use a fabric store sewing pattern on a projector? Because as I explained in the shirt video, the fabric store patterns, they don't come as a PDF, they come as an attachment to the PDF. I will keep them just because I'm not sure of how to project them on my projector. Okay, now we're going to the... no, I'm doing a great job at sorting things through. But this pile was the ones I had not made yet. Now we are entering the pile of normally stuff I have made, or mostly made. And we are going to be heartless. Ugh. I'm already thinking what a fool I was to think I was strong enough to do this. Oh god. The only reason why I believe that being ruthless might work is that I will not throw anything away now. Everything will be in the waiting zone, and then if I don't like projecting, then I can just, you know, get them out of the purgatory. And if I like projecting, it's fine that I'm getting rid of them because I will use a digital file, so there's no reason to panic. I'm going to try to do a first pass. The Elisa blouse from Fiber Mood. I have made a lot, I'm keeping. The Agatha from Fiber Mood. I have made only once and I don't feel comfortable with the décolletage, not keeping. The Gathered Sundress from Pattern Runaway / Peppermint magazine. I did not like it, go away. The Pimpante from Liz Taylor. I liked it. I made it only once, so I'm gonna keep. The chemisette from Atelier Brunette, I did not like it that much, not keep. Cordoba pyjamas for kids, I could probably project it. I'm already like, but all that paper. But there's no point keeping it if you can project it, there's no point keeping it. All of the Atelier Scamit, so this is the Harmony, but I haven't done them since I have bought them, like I have made them once and then stopped because yeah. Hemlock Tea, I'm keeping / on the special pile because secret things. Gloria Dress, and I'm like, oh, I made this one for Francesca. You can make it again by projecting it. Estella Dress, I could project it. All dress. See, I'm like, oh, but this one I've made for Francesca. It doesn't matter. Be Pretty, that's Atelier Scamit, we don't keep. La Jupe, Atelier Brunette, I have made 2, so I'm allowed to keep it. Stockholm, Atelier Scamit, we don't keep. This is hard, I'm hating this, I'm hating this game. The Elodie, I want to keep it just because this is so chunky. But it's fine, it's going to go in the purgatory, we don't need to say goodbye forever. Plantain, Secret Project. Toronto, Secret Project. I feel like the Secret Project is not going to stay a secret very long. Raglan Tea, Chelsea Raglan Tea from the fabric store, we keep. Persephone pants, we don't keep. Oh, I hate this. Copy of my own shorts. I guess we keep. I don't know. Oh, I'll put it there. It's not going away anyway. Lemonade dress and top. That's the one for kids. Cassidy wrap top, I've made 2, but I think it's also going to be fine to do. Declick, this one I haven't made, and I mean I have started to make it and I didn't like it. Barcelona dress, no, didn't like. Charlotte dress, this one was free, but I wanted to try to hack it to make the long version. I never really managed. I realized that wrap dresses don't really work on me. As soon as I put the smallest amount of weight, I feel like it's too open. Celine bralette, that I'm gonna keep because even though I don't find that I've had great success with it, bralettes you shouldn't use a projector for them. The Phoebe linen tank, we're keeping because I have made so many of them. Arden pens, we are keeping. Sandpiper, we are keeping. Pet's coat. Leotard, I'm going to keep the leotard because it's going to be a pain to project. Or am I just emotional about it? Ogden cami, I can project. Springer dress, but I have kept the jumpsuit, so I should keep the dress. This is so hard. I just feel like even though I have a projector, I have cut them and I have spent so much time and I know that is sunk cost. But like, what if I remake the same size? Should I keep them just in case I make the same size? Okay guys, I'm having a crisis. They're all going to go in the purgatory anyway, so nothing is forever at the moment. But do I keep them? It just seems like a waste of space and I would like everything to fit in this drawer and there's no point keeping stuff, you know, just to keep stuff. Oh great, you are bringing your aubergine right now. You think that's the moment to bring your aubergine. Raglan top for kids, let's get rid of that. Spring shorts, I didn't love them. Jumpsuit, I made 2 for my wife. I keep. Oh yes, I am sentimental and discovering myself a hoarder. Jackson tee, I'm going to keep it because I made quite a, excuse me Milo, I made quite a few and I might make more. Claudia bikini, that's lingerie, so we're keeping. Milo, if you can just not step on everything. Patina blouse, I haven't even finished it. It's like sitting there and I'm already getting rid of it. Yeah, I know. Wide leg pants, I have made quite a few of those. I mean quite a few. 2, but that counts. I would see myself making more. Palisade pants. They have made modifications to the pattern there. It's fine, it's just a purgatory. Archer button-up. I haven't really concluded what I think about all of those shirts. Maybe I need to have a think about which shirt I like best and keep only the one I like best. I'm going to keep it for now. Cameron, I'm going to keep 2. Augustina top, obviously I'm keeping, that's one of my favorite. Winslow culottes, I have in the end made only 1 pair of shorts with those. I would like to make more, but then at the same time I would need to trace it again, so I may as well use a projector. Robe jacket from Peppermint magazine, probably can say goodbye. La jupe, oh my god, la jupe, that's so annoying that they did that. There's the button version and the zipped version and the 2 different patterns. I guess I'm going to keep both. The poppy blouse, that's from the dressmaker I believe, but I'm fine. Leotard I'm keeping, that's the Emma one. And the Lockhart, which I can probably retrace too. So look, the pile of non-keep is quite sizable, so I feel like this is, sorry phone, this is good progress and this will make, you know, my drawer a lot more manageable. Guys, I can't stress enough how wrong this feels to get rid of all of them. It's such a chunk of paper, I feel like it's a real waste of paper, a waste of all of the time I spent sticking all of those together. At the same time, I understand the sunk cost fallacy, which is, it's not because I spent all of that time sticking them together that I should keep wasting my time retracing them again if I could use a projector. So understanding that, I'm finding it very difficult because if there were paper patterns, I would feel fine just passing them on. But here, because the digital patterns, even though I could give those on, I still keep the product. So I don't think it's ethical to pass them on. I think that it's not fine to do. So I need to throw them away. But then I have a waste issue. So So what do we think? I live in an apartment. I don't have a ton of space. I don't want to waste more time retracing those patterns if the projector works. Maybe it's just because I have not tested and approved the projector yet, and so it feels hard to think of parting with those patterns, but maybe once I'm fine with the projector, I'll be like, oh sure, it's totally fine to part with them. I don't know, but right now it feels a bit like a crime, I have to admit. It feels very hard right now to think of getting rid of all of those. So I'm keeping this, and I think I want to order them alphabetically. We have talked on the Discord and people were like, oh, maybe by fabric type, or maybe by designer, or maybe by a category of garment, and I think my favorite way is none of those ways. And is alphabetical. Yeah, I know, I am like this. So let me quickly do this.
A is for apple so shiny and red. B is for ball we bounce on her head. C is for cat with the tail so wide. D is for dog who's by our side. E is...
Okay, this is my final chunk, all of my favorites, and I will read them out to you. Please feel free to not tell me if one of them is not in the right alphabetical order. I don't want to be told. Just pretend that it doesn't happen if it does. Agustina, Archer, Arden, chunky one, Cameron, Celine, Chelsea, Claudia, Elisa, Emma, Hemlock, Jackson, jumpsuit, jupe A version, jupe B version, leotard, linen tank. It's called the Phoebe, but it's written linen tank on my thing, and that's how I call it. Pimpante, plantain, sandpiper, Toronto, and white leg. Maybe the ones that are for a not so secret project should leave separately, because otherwise I'm going to forget which ones I already have. Where's the Bloma gone? Bloma, you are supposed to be around. Where are you gone? Where did I put it? Ah, maybe it's already in here. Okay, you guys, you need to be reintegrated. The Sara, even though I don't know if you deserve to be here. Springer. Definitely don't know if you deserve being here, Blumla. And Brooks. Okay, and that's our final roll call. So this is, if we follow the plan, if I'm brave, this is only what I'm keeping. And I'm keeping those ones because they are tried and true. I have made them over and over again. And if I know I'm going to remake my size several times, then it makes sense to keep the ones that I have already. You're right there. It makes sense to keep the ones that... No! It makes sense to keep the ones that are already cut in my size and that are basically ready to go. And that is just one bag which should be able to fit next to the projector. So that's the plan for how this drawer is going to look. I'm going to show you now. So that would be the drawer, the projector would be there, or maybe I put this there actually, like this. Maybe this is still a bit too chunky, I don't know if the projector is going to fit there, but that's the plan for now. Projector there, sewing machine, fabric, patterns. Hopefully this is slimmed down enough and I don't need to slim it down more, but we shall see. We have a family joke. Okay, editing Noémie, I'm gonna cut this very long story short. The story is that Francesca was telling me that saying it broke me or it nearly broke me in videos was kind of the current fashionable ways to get your videos seen on YouTube, and so I was joking every time that I should say shirt number 3, it nearly broke me. How to sew a sleeve placket, it nearly broke me. Do you want to make a bra? It nearly broke me. And so that was the family joke that I should put, it nearly broke me, to get more views. Here, honestly, it almost broke me. This was really hard. I just really struggled to think of all of that paper going to waste. I'm not going to restart this because we've already talked about it, but I find this challenging. If you are wondering where the purgatory is, those suitcases, they hold a lot. It seems that my edited collection of patterns is still a little bit too big. Okay, this is pretty sad, but the patterns might need to go and find a new home. Oh, that's a shame. I feel like the projector fits so well there. It would be very silly not to put it there. Doesn't feel super happy with the cables just like this. Maybe I would need to also have them in a tote bag or something. But yeah, with the cable, there's definitely no space for my patterns. So this is how the drawer is going to be for now. So as it's 11 p.m, I decided not to decide now, which is ridiculous because now this pile of patterns is living where the projector was living, and the projector is now living where the patterns were living. So they just swapped. But yeah, I'll just leave them there for now. So my Noah shirt is out of the wash. And can you tell that the buttons have totally faded during this first wash? This is so annoying. I mean, I chose the buttons because they were what I thought was the best option amongst the others, but now I'm like, well, it's no longer at all the best option. I really can't face doing anything about this now. I'm, to be honest, a bit too annoyed about this. I'm going to leave them for now. Anyway, it's going to be no longer shirt wearing seasons here soon. Either at some point before autumn comes around, or I'll see. Either I'll leave it. I mean, I can't make a decision right now because I'm too annoyed, but either I'll leave them or I'll change them. I'll see. I also had a friend who suggested that I would put nail polish on them to re-dye them, but I'm pretty annoyed. Not sure what I'll do with that yet, but here. Okay, I am once more filming 4 different videos at once, so it feels like I'm talking to you all day because I'm filming for one and then picking you up for another and then picking you up for another, and it's crazy. But in any case, I have made notes to organize the end of the video here. 1, I have seen the most beautiful dance show of my life. The company was, I'm going to check that directly, it was Stories by RB Dance Company, and it was absolutely amazing. They are finishing their tour now, so I don't think you'll be able to go and watch Stories. It's contemporary, I mean they call it jazz, but what we call jazz in Europe, I find that is more often contemporary in the rest of the world. So contemporary jazz, urban with taps, and that show was so amazing. I'm not even going to try to talk about it because I just wanted to cry the whole time. I just was so upset that it was finishing. I just loved every second. And at the end of the show, they announced the next show. So Stories has been touring for 5 years, and they announced that the next show was starting from next year. And I came home, and on the spot, so you have to picture me on a Sunday night at like 10:30 p.m. I'm like, I am booking my tickets to Paris right now. So yes, I have my tickets for Paris. I'm going to go and see The Rise by RB Dance Company, and oh my god, seeing them makes me want to go back in time, back to being younger. I mean, I know I'm not that old, but in dance term, I'm very out of function now. But yeah, it's just so good. If you are in France, around France, anything, and you do like jazz, contemporary, urban, tap, it was, I can't even put words, it was the best dance shows I've seen since, I can't even remember having seen a dance show that put me in the state this dance show put me in. So that is all I'm going to say, but I was very, very excited. By the way, I'm going to Paris a ton this year. I'm going back to see more exhibitions for fashion. I mean, it's a lot linked with school costumes and everything. I pretty much got super obsessed with the Paris fashion tour that Dressed podcast was putting up, but the price tag was way too steep for me. Like there was no way I could go on that tour, but so I made a list of everywhere they're going. And I know it's not the same if you don't have the guided experience. I know I can't replicate the fun that this tour would be on my own, but I was like, well, at least I can go and see the exhibition. So this is what I'm going to do. So I'm going one day to Paris with Francesca end of June as kind of a post-school treat, and we're going to see a few things there. I'll go back with the same school friend I went to last time, probably more towards November, and there we'll make sure we'll go and see the Dior Foundation, because some of you have said that we should go. I just didn't want to go this time in June because I had promised my friend I would go with her. So I'll go back to see the Dior Foundation. I'll be going to Paris a lot, and what's crazy is that the train tickets for us are so cheap that it is a lot cheaper to go to Paris for the day than to stay over. So that's what I'm doing, just like popping by in Paris for a day here and there. So I'll be doing it in June for some exhibitions. Oh, I'm so excited about June. I'm definitely vlogging that day. In June, probably again in the autumn, and then again next year in April to go and see the rise. And we haven't decided yet if we're taking Milo with. I'm kind of like, it would be super lovely to be in Paris with Milo, and I would just need to find a dog sitter for 2 hours, 3 hours during the show, so it wouldn't be too bad. But at the same time, if there's any exhibitions or anything else we would want to do around the concert, then having him would limit us. So I haven't decided yet if Milo's coming or not next April. Kind of would be cute to have Milo in Paris, but then also a limiting factor, let's face it. Okay, moving on. I wanted to talk about my final thoughts on Trainwell. So now it's been almost a month that I've been using them, and I have just made a few notes as the month went of what I was thinking of it and everything. So first, I was kind of surprised by how much I valued the accountability factor. I always pictured myself as someone who's pretty naturally self-motivated, and I kind of went into this thinking, yes, it's nice to have the trainer to give you accountability of doing your workout, but I don't need it, and it's fine, it's good for other people, but not for me. Actually, from week 3, and it's also when stuff got very busy with school and everything, it was really good to have this accountability factor. I feel like if it just had been me and my workout, it would have slipped and fallen through the wayside. And then I have a practical note, which is that it's been really refreshing to do workouts that use only the material I have at home. For having done a ton of workouts on YouTube, it's just all the time they're like, use this, use that, and it's like I don't have a whole gym at home, and so you end up not having the right materials, or they tell you use this dumbbell but you don't have that exact weight. And it's just been really refreshing by how easy it is to have a workout that's planned for you, knowing everything you have at home, and so there's never something you don't have. It's kind of a small thing, but for me it did mean a lot. And the last point is very similar, but it's with my body, and having a workout I can do with everything that's wrong. I mean, not wrong, but like I have a lot of factors that mean I can't do some stuff. Like there's a lot of elements. And when I do a YouTube workout or a live class, there's a lot that I have to modify, and I have not really been thinking for the whole month about the fact that everything I was being programmed to do in my workout I could do. But then I went back to one of my regular live classes thinking like, oh, I feel so strong, it's all going well with the app, like let's just go back to a live class. And it was such a wake-up call, because I was like, I can't do it. I mean, like it's not I can't do any of it, but I was just like, yes, there's many things I can't do, and it's not like I'm not strong enough or anything, it's just like my physically injuries and everything means I can't do those things. It truly makes a difference, and for me especially, everything that's linked with what my body can do, it really makes a difference in how you feel and how capable you feel, because when every day you're hitting your workout and you can do it and you feel challenged but in a good way, it made me feel stronger and stronger. So I would say Trainwell would be a good call for you if either you struggle with accountability and you're in a period of your life where you kind of need that little extra help to stay consistent, if you can't easily get to groups classes, or you can't easily get to a gym, maybe because of location or because of your schedule. And lastly, if like me, your body has specific needs and that you might need a workout that is really tailored for you. So if you want to check out if that would be a good option for you, you can follow my link in the description to have 14 days for free with your own personal trainer. If at this point you're thinking, it's really weird, Milo's not in the background as usual, it is just behind my back here and kind of serves as my backrest. So he's here. So luckily we have one person on the Discord who's still on the ball and realized that May is coming, which means that Me Made May is starting. And I am curious, are you doing Me Made May and what are your pledges? Please let me know in the comments. I personally don't think I will do Me Made May because honestly my whole life is Me Made life. At this point I think I wear Me Mades most days of my life. It's quite rare that I'm not wearing something I'm making because most of my tops are made by me. Now my knits are starting to be made by me. My bags have been made by me for a while, so I think one, it wouldn't really make sense to say I'm going to wear my Me Mades because that's already what I do anyway. And also there's enough going on in my life and I don't want an extra challenge, to be fully honest. So I will skip the Me Made May, but let me know if you are pledging anything special for it. Next on my note is Francesca's favorite, so let's just include this now. Hi, Fran!
He's just, I guess the dog is, he's also in frame.
He's always in frame.
Okay. My first favorite is Stardew Valley. It's not new.
And it's not even a new favorite for you.
We're going to be able to hear him, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Shall we take it away?
Yeah. Second. Hi, Fran!
Hello.
So you wanted to talk about Stardew Valley.
I wanted to talk about Stardew Valley. It's not new. It's also not new for me. I've been playing it for I don't know how many years, but I stopped playing and then I came back. No, like maybe a year or two after it came out, but I don't know when that is, but it's like 7 or 8 years. I don't know.
Oh wow.
Anyway.
Time flies.
Yeah, and I got back into it recently. I don't know why. I just wanted something relaxing. And it's a very relaxing game. For those of you who don't know, it's a game where you play as a farmer and you're in a little community and it's kind of like a pixel game type of thing. And you farm and you build things and it's very wholesome, very relaxing and very often updated. So actually it's nice because I'd already played 2 games and kind of played till completion in a sense, but that was back in the day and now there's new things, and so with different updates they've introduced different locations and different achievements and stuff like that. So it's nice because it feels like a new game now actually because there's all this different stuff than last time I played. So cool. The other thing is these pots that I brought back last week. I'm currently with our garden committee in our building looking into getting these vegetable garden raised bed things, and in my searches I was thinking, oh, I really want to do herbs or something small on our balcony as well, and I think you're going to insert a photo of these bronze and copper cauldrons that I found on Facebook Marketplace from someone who had, like, her parents have an old country home and they're getting rid of a bunch of stuff, and I'm drilled some holes in the bottom and I'm using them as planters, and I've planted some rocket and some little lettuce leaf, like salad leaves, and the first shoots are coming up and I really like them and I think they're gonna look really cool when they have green coming out. And I'm also gonna plant some herbs, but I have to do them inside first, so I'm very excited about that.
Excited about the gardening.
Excited about the gardening, excited about the pots that I found.
Is the conclusion that you're excited about having a farm online and about having plants in real life?
Yeah.
Okay.
Great.
That's a good conclusion.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. See you next month.
See you next month.
Now it's not really a favorite, but it's something I feel like I need to share with the world. On Discord we've been talking about so many things, but one of the things we've been talking about is the beautiful tags one of our Discord member has in her clothes, and she uses the Etsy shop, the Cozy Club Handmade, and those tags are incredibly cute. I was like, I can't buy any because I have an entire Kylie and the Machine advent calendar to use, but I really wanted to share this shop with you guys if you're not on the Discord and you haven't seen that already, and they are definitely on my list once I start running out of my current tags. And finally, I want to thank Camilla for tipping me a coffee. Thank you so much, Camilla. It means a lot. And this is the end of this monthly video. I think it's going to end up being a little bit long, but I hope you enjoyed it. By the time you're watching this, if you're watching this live, I'm spending a day in the hospital with Francesca to have a ton of checks done. By the time you're going to have seen this video, she's just going to have had an operation. She's going to be back home. If you have any positive spare thoughts to share for her recovery post-op, that would be very appreciated. Leave a kind comment for Francesca. She's going to have nothing to do except being in bed for a while, so I'm sure she'll enjoy getting to see a little bit of kindness in there. So yeah, any positive thoughts, we'll take it. As you're watching this, we're having fun hospital time, but afterwards it'll just be recovery and hopefully it'll be smooth sailing, and Milo and I will be there to take care of her and make sure she's well watered, fed and entertained. So now this is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Give me a like if you did like it. Subscribe if you're not subscribed yet, but I feel like if you're still here after God knows how long this video is lasting, I assume you're already subscribed, but if you're not, do. And don't forget that you can make anything. Bye!